Hey everybody, welcome back to Backlog Banter. I'm your boy Abram, joined as usual by Tucker Hazel, and we're here for a very key piece of E3 coverage because today, ladies and gentlemen, we are within 18 hours of the Nintendo Direct. So we want to take a second to talk about our hype, talk about how E3 has been kind of a letdown so far and how Nintendo could really close things out on a high note before we share our thoughts and kind of, speculate a little bit. If you want to share your thoughts, your opinions on anything, Nintendo or otherwise. Link to our Discord as usual, top of the description while you're down there. Like the video, subscribe, ring the bell. You know what to do. And if you don't, I'm putting this on you. And you're gonna go to bed with a heavy conscience tomorrow because if you don't like the video and subscribe and ring the bell, there will be no Metroid.
It'll be
No
your fault.
Metroid at all.
Yeah.
Like not even a trailer of anything.
Mm-hmm.
And you will go to bed knowing that. The audience,
me.
Tucker,
I'll also like the video just to
right. Good.
to inflate the views and the likes and everything. Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah. But you know what? We do need to inflate our hype for Nintendo Direct tomorrow morning because the reason we're making this video is because E3 2021 has been a bust on the whole. And I would say across the board, the worst presentations that almost every company has had from E3, at least in recent memory. Xbox being the one exception, they continued their path of however you felt about that. I was a little underwhelmed. Abram had his reasons for being excited. Card in the corner to our discussion about that, but Nintendo could save it, and we really hope that they do because,
Tucker, what I'm really coming to recognize this year being I've always been really engaged in E3, but this year more than ever, writing for CBR, generating stories, seeing what people are talking about,
making content for Backlog Banter,
all of this stuff. E3 is always like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's always showcases that miss. It's always, God damn it, they didn't show X and Y and Z. And we have gotten a couple, I think, pretty big pops. We got Elden Ring, we got a couple other things here and there, right? But on the whole, it's down to Nintendo to really hit the trifecta of appeasing the community, having a well put together showcase, and having genuinely exciting reveals.
Mm-hmm.
And Tucker, you were mentioning a lot of companies have already blown their load. Capcom did jack shit, but frankly, they have been so active otherwise that ultimately it's not a huge surprise. It's just more an indictment of they shouldn't have been here at all, right?
Yeah.
But Nintendo, Tucker, is in a position where they genuinely could have a slate of imminent games to it.
Yes. And on top of that, one little key piece of information is that Nintendo also has partnerships with a lot of the companies that have already had their things. And there have been rumors in the wind that some companies may have saved some of their bigger announcements to be shown to Nintendo Direct because that's going to get a lot more eyes on it. Nintendo, of course, a lot more experienced with making directs, which is essentially what everyone's copying now, and doing E3 presentations and reveals and things of that nature. One that sticks out to me is it's possible that the Final Fantasy Origins Pixel thing is announced for consoles at the Nintendo thing. People have been saying that, and it's probably just speculation, but it's so fucking weird that the collection was not on consoles, Steam Mobile. So strange, really rubbed a lot of people feathers the wrong way. Certainly rubbed me in a way that I was not pleasant, that I was not enjoying. But for Nintendo to hit the highs of E3 is not going to be very difficult for them. We can pretty much guarantee there will be a Breath of the Wild trailer, Breath of the Wild 2. We can pretty much guarantee there will be a Smash reveal. And those two things are already at the top of hype for E3 in general, and especially in a year where things have been very low.
I want to make a little interjection here, Tucker, because it's been percolating on Twitter that there are 2 videos in the Smash Brothers playlist that are currently inaccessible.
Okay. Oh, wow.
That's fickle, right? But a lot of the speculation has been Fighters Pass reveals, and tomorrow we get both characters. We see what Sakurai's been working on. He fucking throws a bomb behind him and it explodes. He puts on his sunglasses and walks away.
100%.
So I that seems pretty likely.
And that explosion is what created the Smash fire from the Inkling reveal. Fucking full circle. He walks off. The Inklings are behind him. It's
Tucker, let's think for a second about Guardians of the Galaxy, which was just revealed, that we were very excited about. Us and Tanner, we did a discussion about it. That was boom, game reveal, boom, details, boom, 4 months from release.
Boom, continued to go, but yes.
But here's where Nintendo can get really tricky. We can get the boom of new game reveal, close release date, and then get that deep dive 2 hours later in the treehouse.
Yes.
So we can better we can do what Square Enix did, but do it right.
Mhm.
So we look at Starfield, which is contentious among us here at Backlog Banter, the fact that, okay, we got a release date, but it's for 18 months from now, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get moments like that tomorrow. We might get, hey, here is something big, and it's coming late 2022. Nintendo is prone to kind of just, drop something in there like that. But I think for the most part, and what this showcase has been lacking, is imminence. And that's what I'm really expecting going into tomorrow.
And one thing that I have sort of been thinking about E3 and noticing this year, obviously very lackluster across the board. And you bringing up that past E3s also have the energy, but people, don't like to admit it as much. But I would say for me, and I think for the majority of the community, 4 days out of the year where everyone just gets talking about video games is exciting enough that even when the reveals and the shows are not like people disappointed, and there are a few gems hidden among that, that's all that matters. A few things to hold on to, a few games that you're really excited for, trailers that get you hyped, bringing the community together. E3 is about that. Even if on the whole, looking back and in the moment, presentations are usually underwhelming. But Nintendo is the one that has always continued to do same style of presentations, and at their E3s, they know what works for their communities in a way that I don't think other conferences have really had. We made a video about how exciting this Nintendo's E3 can be from just the sheer amount of crap that's reasonable to expect. I don't know, man.
Tucker, I want to pause at this, right?
Okay.
Probably the biggest theme for me this year is that companies are showing up with nothing to say, right?
Yeah.
And I think what gives me hope going into tomorrow is the fact that Nintendo has stuff to say.
They have stuff they need to say.
Right. Not only do we feel there's an imperative for them to say it, but Nintendo has no reservations, especially recently, about just shutting up if they got nothing to say.
Yeah.
I really think that there could have been a reality in which they didn't even show up this year if they had nothing to talk about, So I think that, like Microsoft, who had a chip on their shoulder, who had to come and had to outline how their cloud Game Pass democratized strategy is going to play out, right? They had to be here. Nintendo's got to be here. They got to announce the back half of the year. So I don't think this is going to be like Capcom, where we make a 4-minute video shitting on them for doing literally nothing. I don't think it's going to be like Ubisoft, where they kind of really take their time going through every single game, right? They got to move. And we've got 45 minutes, Tucker. That's a lot of time. And then you tack on the Treehouse, which we know is going to be 3 hours now.
In total, in like one day, I'm not familiar with Treehouse.
Well, usually Treehouse goes for several days, but it seems like this year they're only doing 1 day of Treehouse. Directly after. Maybe it's pre-recorded this year. Usually Treehouse is live, and there's a lot of plotting of people setting up and changing, and presenters holding their smile because the fucking cameraman can't cut fast enough, and they're trying to change sets and everything, right? So I think we're going to get a quick Treehouse that's going to have more reveals, not only updates for games of saying, okay, we just announced Metroid, now we're going to show the gameplay, but here's a brand new game, or here's a brand new amiibo, or here's X, and here's Y, or here's Z. So I'm ready, Tucker, to put my seatbelt on and sit here for 4 hours tomorrow and see what Nintendo has.
Is the E3? Is the Treehouse happening right after the Direct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Then maybe I'll join you for that. We'll see. That could be pretty exciting.
Yeah, but Tucker, this is the one. This is the way we said it before. All of our coverage has been kind of hinged around Nintendo. We've done the other stuff to do it. Because we both have interests outside of Nintendo. Yeah. But this is our bread and butter. Tomorrow's go time.
It really is. And we're both hyperventilating internally. We don't want to show it on camera. It'd be kind of embarrassing. But the clock is ticking. And every time an hour passes, we're like, holy crap, we're that much closer. And we're really damn close. I don't know. Oh, you do. Okay, I'm just trying to keep this going, keep some air going.
This is my last thing I want to touch on.
You're hydrated. Comb my hair a little bit.
If you're on Twitter doing preemptive damage control for Nintendo, stop. you don't need to hype yourself responsibly. You don't need to knock your expectations so low that you can't be disappointed. We
Mhm.
don't need people already on Twitter making their self-righteous block lists of, oh, people are going to be bitching about Nintendo and, oh, they're ungrateful. Nintendo is a company that you don't need to defend.
Yeah.
And they're in a position right now where they need to announce games. So for as much hype as there is, it's hype that Nintendo themselves have created.
It's true.
This isn't, oh my God, we're having the 8-minute fucking partner showcase tomorrow. They're gonna give us the fucking goods, right? This is Nintendo giving us nothing and saying tomorrow we're talking to you.
Yeah.
That builds expectations, and it is not unreasonable to expect that Nintendo is going to have a very active showcase tomorrow. And that's where I want to leave it.
And let's leave it at that. Thank you for watching, everyone. We will be covering Nintendo as much as we need to tomorrow. Who knows how many videos are going to come out? Separate reactions, more than likely, full reaction discussion over the course of the next few days. More videos will be going up of holy shit, this was announced. Holy shit, I can't wait to see what this is going to be. Our thoughts on separate things. The Switch Pro was not announced beforehand. Pokemon didn't have their thing beforehand. I'm getting a little grabby hands because tomorrow Nintendo will save E3.
They will save E3.